What is up, you amazing people? It is I, Nima, and today I want to talk about a game that I think most of us remember or have had some sort of attachment to as being nostalgic. And what I'm talking about here is the re-release, the remake, I don't know, of Oregon Trail for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I can tell by just the, presentation of it that this has been on mobile, but it doesn't mean as much because now it's on the Switch, and that's when I care about reporting on it. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and take some time, grab some buddies, and see how long we can make it. Trust me, it wasn't very long. No, sadly, none of you guys made it. It's sad. But anyway, is Oregon Trail worth picking up? That's the question we're going to answer here. Now, the thing is as I played it, I gotta be honest, I really actually enjoyed it because it had enough of the nostalgia aspect. And obviously, no, I never played this game when it came out, a little bit before my time. But it is one of those games that I think we look at with some sort of nostalgia or a little bit of respect. Hey, that's the game. And it does give you some of that. That's what I thought was really pretty cool, is there's certain aspects of the old game that are still here in the first one. For one, you have that same sort of presentation as far as your whole group walking left, essentially. You know, that 2D going one way. But if you look around, the environment is much more interactive. You can actually study some of the animals that you come across. I'm serious on this, about every couple seconds, you're going to have some sort of event that pops up. Everything from highwaymen robbing you to finding an injured animal to buffalo that won't move. There's just a ton of things to do. And they really do keep the game going like that, where it's just constant. Like, there's always something. And honestly, for a game that can last as long as it does, it's pretty impressive how many events can happen in, like, the entire Oregon Trail aspect. Now, why do I say Oregon Trail? Because the thing about this game is, not only can you do the Oregon Trail, but you can do the California Trail. You can do different events that are timed or they're exclusives. They have a lot of online stuff. Like, this isn't just the Oregon Trail, so many times you can do the Oregon Trail. No, there is a ton to this game that I think I really appreciate. There's, just the fact that you can do online stuff, I think is pretty cool. You can work as a community, like the entire Oregon Trail community, to build a railroad. Now that's pretty awesome. Like the fact that they do kind of honor some of that old school stuff and some of the history of our country, as well as, just giving you a bunch of options, which the reality is the game came out at $29.99. And I was like, ugh, that's expensive. And then after actually buying it and seeing all the options and seeing how long it takes for one. I mean, I remember playing the original Oregon Trail, or a version of the original Oregon Trail, and I think I beat it in like maybe 20 minutes, and I was like, I can't imagine this being something that's worth $30. The actual game takes, if you're doing the Oregon Trail, you're looking hours, honestly. And what is nice is they do break it up into different, like, forts that you stop into. Oh, you made it this far. You can basically giving you a really good stopping point. And, along the way, there's just so many things that happen. And this happens on all the trails of just different events, different people you run into. People get sick. People just, there'll be an instantaneous death that happens, which is awful. Outside of one of your people dying, and it's one of the people, you named, you've gotten close to, but you also could have, upgraded this person to be kind of your star. Your hunter, your medic. There's a lot of aspects of this game and a lot of individual characteristics that you can upgrade to make your character stronger. Now, if you don't really do this universally and you only upgrade one character, and let me emphasize the fact that this can happen easy, because there's some characters who are just very depressed, very fragile. There's characters you just can't ever really count on, but if you use one of your strong characters and you're just always upgrading them, and then that character dies instantaneously, you're done. The whole thing is done. So there's different strategies to this game as well. And I appreciate all of that. I actually think, too, some of the ways that they've changed it actually are for the better. I remember, basically the only thing that used to happen on the old Oregon Trail is that your wheel would break. Well, now your inventory system is worked into the wagon that you use. And you'll notice, every now and then, it'll say, oh, you can't carry any more items. What the heck's that? Well, you'll notice that it's the bed of the wagon that's actually deteriorating and breaking. So you have to use a lot of your repair aspects on the bed, not only just like the wheel or the tongue or the axle, but you also have to worry about those things as well because they break too. And I just think that that's an interesting idea because there is a game called Save Room that like Adam from the Elite Institute was really into. Well, this is kind of an aspect of that game as well, except for at times your stuff just breaks, and so you've got to either figure out how to reorganize your stuff to make it fit or to repair your wagon, which is not always easy because you don't always have the repair kits. It's a limited space that you have, and you're trying to bring everything that you can. There's also one other thing I gotta talk about before I go ahead and end the video, is the whole fording the river. You know, like whenever in the old Oregon Trail, you'd get up to like any sort of body of water, and it was basically either go around it, which could take days and you could die in the process of it just being so long, or screw it and just going through. You're actually given more information this time. You know, you're given the depth. You kind of figure out, okay, can my oxen even survive this? There's a ferry option, which takes money. So if you don't have money, you can't really pay for the ferry to take you. And then also there's hunting in this game, which is very interactive. And when you're done hunting, you can skin the animals, right? Well, you can take those skins and actually sort of fortify your wagon so it'll float for a little bit. So you can use all of these different options in the process of crossing any sort of river. Now, that's my whole point with this game, is it does that with all of the aspects of the Oregon Trail. And I think that's pretty cool. Not to say, though, that like the snake's not going to come out and bite you and kill you. Like, that happens. That still happens. But you do have the option for medical treatment and how to best handle the situation. Like, all of that is still there, but it makes it, you know, into the 21st century, I guess, in a weird manner. I guess from a video game aspect, it does. Anyway, what's my final thoughts on it? Well, I would love to see this game at $19.99, to be honest. Like, I think the $30 mark is a bit high, and I'm not sure if that's just me being cheap or what it is, but I just think, like, even though there's a lot to this game, and I'm pretty sure that someone could make this kind of an all-day type game, like a form of an MMO, if you will, with all the online stuff, with all the different trails you could take. I think you could spend just a lot of time playing this game. I just think at like $30 that sounds unapproachable, and at $20 is a much more accessible entry point, but that's my thoughts on it. Anyway guys, like always, I'm wishing you health, wealth, and above all, I hope you're truly happy. By the way, I want to know all your thoughts on the Oregon Trail, everything from the old school to are you thinking about now the new game, just yeah, anything and everything. But anyway guys, thank you, take care, bye bye.